So first of all, this is my microphone. It's quite broken, and I'm I've been drinking a lot of this right now, so I'm sort of drunk, and I'm feeling really down, like extremely down, and I will tell you why. It's 'cause my entire life I've been treated quite bad. I should also say, like, this is a warning. My English is not that good, and like, I'm just, I feel really alone, and I felt like I was gonna search YouTube for people with the same issue as me, and that is being really unattractive. And I've been having lots of issues with that, because every video I come across is with a really attractive or normal person, and they have no idea how it really is. So first of all, right now I'm putting up quite of a show. So if you think that I look pretty good right now, it's because I'm doing my absolute best to show you that I look good. It's also the cam. So first of all, my teeth are fucked up, and I'm pushing forward my jaw all the time. I have extremely much loose skin. This is nothing I can do anything about. I've been checking this a lot. I have so much loose skin, it makes me look terrible. I have a big forehead, and my hair is making me look really good. But if you would take away the hair, like, I got pretty bad posture, I have a really big bulky nose, and my lower lip is a lot bigger than my higher lip. Like, my higher lip is normal, the rest is not. So I'm using my hair, I'm letting it grow out so it covers, and then I use a hat to hide my pan, my eyebrows, everything is like, I do not look good. I've never in my entire life had anyone telling me I look good. If I look from this side, like this, push forward my jaw, maybe on cam I look a little bit better, but people in person, they see my nose, they see my lips, they see my tooth, they see everything, they see this, they see that I'm not looking that good. I get so much critic, and I'm gonna tell you the story of my life, how to say it, of how I've had it. And also I should tell you, I may look quite bad, but there are people that have it hundreds times worse. So I'm not comparing myself to the worst of the worst. I'm just here to tell my story for those, because I know lots of people on YouTube, they are like looking on these, they're trying to find someone to relate to, and they can't, because every person in the video is a girl, or it's a guy that looks decently all right. Like, he doesn't have a big nose or big lips or anything. He doesn't. It's always something. So let me start off by telling you the story of how I started getting called ugly. So I had a very big trouble having friends as younger. Everyone always avoided me, found ways to get rid of me, and I sorta didn't care back then. And I got some friends when I was maybe how old was I? I think I was like, I'm sorry if this takes time. It's hard to talk to me about. This isn't scripted or anything. This is actually real. I was around 13 when I got my first serious friends. I was 13, 12 to 13, and they were like 16 to 18, beautiful alpha males. And like, they were the first ones to start calling me ugly. and that was quite a shady neighborhood. So it's like they were with me because my mom gave them cigarettes and stuff. So they were like my guardians, sorta, and they were the first people to call me ugly. And things went on, and I ended up in school. I remember first time I started, I was never like caring about girls. Girls were like meh, because I remember being young, they chased around the other guys at the schoolyard, and they were like pretending like the girls were trying to kiss the boys, and the guys were like ew. And I remember how they all chased each other, and no one chased me, so I was just standing there being like, what the fuck? I guess there's something wrong with me. I was like the only one at that time that was like, oh, I sort of wish a girl would chase me, but that didn't happen. So yeah. Uh, let's see. Uh, I should just cut to the chase. When I was 15, I started liking girls, like being interested in girls, and God, this is so difficult. This is so difficult making. Because I'm also drunk and I don't really know if I want to make this. I'm trying to do this anyway. So, okay, wait. I need to get into the. Whew. Okay, so when I was 15, I realized that I wanted to have love in my life. I was 15 years when I realized I wanted that. And like the amount of people that rejected me is astonishing. There's it's unexplainable. I remember I was 15, I went to school, I was socially inactive, I was a bit overweight. That's where all this comes from, because I was a little bit on the overweight side. So I was a bit heavier, not much heavier, but I was heavier. And let's see. I think the total sum from when I was 15 to 17 was well over 400 or 500 girls that I wrote with, that I tried to get into a relationship with. And that's not normal girls. I've never gone for the normal attractive girls. I knew from the start, like, they are not for me. They set these standards that are so high. They want attractive guys that are smart and funny and everything. So I set up, like, I tried to write with girls, and I wrote with girls that were overweight, that didn't look so good. Some of them had a big nose like me, some had big lips, some had shorter hair. I even wrote with about, I think it was like three girls that were handicapped. No, this time I was between 15 to 17 years, so I was quite young, and every single one called me ugly. Every single one. And some of them were straight up honest with it and said that you're not my type or you're ugly. That's like, if someone says you're not my type, that's the nicest way someone can say that you're ugly. So always heard you're not my type. So that's something I heard a lot. And after 2 years I gave up. I simply gave up totally. And when I gave up, I started to care more about writing with people who had it difficult, who were sad, and like who didn't have it easy. And that's when I first met the first girl in my life that wanted to be with me. And I spent 7 years with that girl, and I regret it very much, because that was a girl that treated me so badly and was just using me. She called me ugly. She forced me to walk 5 to 10 meters behind her. She'd never hold my hand. She never kissed me. She never did anything to show appreciation of me. She just simply used me, and it was not a good relationship. She never cared about me. She was always angry, aggressive, and for the first half year, she didn't really want to be in an actual relationship with me. She just wanted to be with me. We had sex and we had fun, I guess, sorta, except when we went outside when I was forced to go behind her. And then we went into a relationship, and she did everything for, I think it was 3 or 4 years. She forgot my birthday. She was cheating on me. She was flirting with other guys online. She was. I always did everything I could. When I gave her 20 minutes massages on her back every day, even though I was sick. I am sick in my body as well. Like I'm not gonna take that up right now because it's not that major. But back then it was when it sort of started. So I was not really feeling that well. I was weak. I was sad. But I gave it my all. I tried to be a good boyfriend. I gave her massage. I I bought her presents when I had money. I spent my time with her. I altered my personality for her so she wouldn't feel that it was very weird. I tried my best to be the perfect I could, and she always told me, "You're not enough," or like, "You're not good enough," or things like that. She always told me that. And this is how it was for about 3 years, or 4 years. Then I moved, and she didn't move with me. She was like, "It's not worth it. If you move, it's over." So I moved, it was over. And then she started calling me and being like, "You should take me back because you are unlovable." I remember those words so clearly. You are unlovable. That's the worst thing I ever felt. And I was like, screw this. Nope. And I was alone in a cabin in the middle of nowhere in the woods. It's a movie, I know, but I was literally living in a cabin. I have an actual video of it when I recorded like back then, because I have other YouTube channels. This is a new thing. But like those are for gaming and stuff like that. Anyway, I was living in a cabin for 4 to 5 months all alone, and she called me. It was after like a few weeks, the first month. She was like, "Take me back. You're unlovable. You should be with me." I was like, "Nope." And I met. That's the first time I started writing again with new girls. It had been 3 years or almost four. I had lost weight. I had started exercising more. I was a bit stronger. Things were a little bit easier, like living, and I was also developing my alcoholic problem. I mean, you can't say alcoholic because it's not that bad, but like I was drinking a lot. Anyway, I lived in that cabin, and I started writing with new people in my area, which was really not many. I had to like take the closest town. It was an hour away, but like I managed to find a girl there. And by that time, I met her. We were just friends. It was chill. She was actually a terrible human being. She was like, she only cared about money, how people look. She wanted to have a guy that took care of her and all that. So I didn't really feel anything for her. We were just friends. But in the end, she was 17 and I was 20. So it wasn't, it was like sort of, so like, I remember I bought lots of alcohol to her. And she was like, "Keep some of this. We're gonna use this later." And so I kept some of it. And she then one time visited me in the woods. She spent her night with me. And we laughed, we drank, we had fun, and we had sex. And that's the first time I felt accepted in, like, I felt like I had hope in my life. I really felt like there is hope for me. Like, there's someone for everyone. I really felt like there are people that will look past your appearance, and that's sort of right. There are people out there who will look past how you look and be with you even if you're unattractive. And it doesn't even matter to what degree of unattractive you are, because there will be girls that will not really care. The problem is finding them, which is I would say that depends on the country. If you're in a country with extremely lots of tourism, extremely good economy, everyone are decently rich, like everyone are decently beautiful, all that, maybe it's time to look into future plans and move to another place where you can find more unattractive people, because that's sort of what you want. Anyway, this girl and I was friends a few weeks, and or were, well, friends with benefits, and then we sort of broke contact and stuff. She was one of those people that were like, I get bored of people easily, so it was like, eh. So we didn't really stay friends. Anyway, uh, after after that time, I sort of got really annoyed of being alone, and my ex wanted to come and visit me, the girl I was with for all those years that treated me so bad. And I was so weak, so I said okay. And I spent another yeah, it was about 3 years. I've spent 7 in total with her, so it was about 3 more years with her. And those years sort of improved quite a lot. They were a lot better than the first 3 years, so it wasn't that bad. But it didn't work out because I was so unhappy. I was extremely unhappy. It felt like we had nothing in common. She was always angry, moping, complaining, and she didn't feel good, and I didn't feel good. We were just tearing each other down, and I couldn't forget all the things in the past. And like we had nothing in common except just being angry on each other. So we broke up, and with that was about 5 months ago now, and I moved past everything quite easily. So 1 month ago, after we broke up, I started to try and date again. And the bombardment of you are ugly or not my type was so unreal. I can tell you a few things that I've been through. I've met people that are girls that are extremely overweight and don't look well, and they tell me, "You're not my type. You're way too ugly." Or they make up an excuse like, "Oh, you didn't text me the same day. I can't be free. I can't have you as a contact." And they do anything to get rid of you. And then there was this time when I had a date with a girl, and I had spent lots of money on making a perfect day together. Like I had set up everything perfectly, and I went on the subway over an hour, and I stood on the train station, and I looked for her for 2 hours before I was like, okay, she gave up. And then I went home, and then she wrote that when she saw me, I was so ugly, she didn't have the encouragement to talk to me. And now I made an algorithm for a site that's like Tinder, but it's called Bado. It's like Tinder pretty much, where I automatically love every person, no matter who. It's like a special algorithm for a program that I made, so that I click a button and it likes 600 people every day, which is the limit. And I've done that for over 10 days, so I know easily it's over 6,000 people that I have liked on that side, like and wants to write with. No one, not a single one has responded. Not a single one, even though I put on the best photos I can find. Not a single soul wants to reply or write or give a person like me a chance. So where am I standing in this all right now? Extremely depressed, extremely sad, feeling like giving up. I have sort of given up a lot on many things, and all these events through the years have made that I haven't been able to live a normal life, because my friends were commenting on me not looking good. My family's been commenting on it. Everyone's always pointing it out, and I get so frustrated, sad when people look away. They are like, "No, we don't want a guy like you as our friend." Like, eh. And I'm currently in a situation where I'm waiting for plastic surgery because that's the only way. And I'm telling you this right now. If you're unattractive, the only way for you to get a normal life is to work, earn up money, or go to the hospital, get psychiatric help. And if it's severe enough, they will give you free surgery or whatever. Get the surgery so you look better. You don't have to be a model. Just get the flaws out. Get the big issues. Because especially if you're a guy, this is also a guy problem. Because if you are a girl, it doesn't really matter how you look. Because there's so many guys like me, or in a similar situation. There's so many of us, unexplainable amount. I've written and talked with so many guys in the same situation as me, where they have either a few flaws or many in their face. They don't look that terrible, but like it's severe enough that this issue comes up. So if you're a girl, you can find these guys. There's no problem, and you don't even have to look good. I've written with so many handicapped girls, girls who have even bigger flaws in their appearance than me, and everything. They have no problem at all. Any girl can find any guy anytime they want. No issues whatsoever. This is